So we could do more.
Thank you again for speaking today. You responded to a question about how law can be used as an instrument of social change. And I was wondering if you could speak a little bit to how one can become an instrument of social change through teaching, and more specifically, how a teacher can avoid being so caught up in the emergencies that she or he is unable to address the structure.
Yeah. Well, other people like Freire have talked about how we form a pedagogy that makes real citizen agents, people that know how to take charge of the conditions of their own lives and demand real working democracy. So the formula is out there for doing it. I also think that in meeting our short-term goals, which is the students have got to pass those darn standardized tests, which we criticize all over in our book. But if the goal is just attaining functional literacy, I think we do it better when we teach students to be change agents and to be responsible for their own education from the very beginning, from age 3. This is your world. You own it. That's your water table. What are we going to put in it today? To develop that habit of agency. Oh, why? You think spiders. Will that work? Who thinks it'll work? Let's talk about it. So I think teachers can do it, and teachers are going to be absolutely critical in teaching people what it means to be a citizen. A citizen is a person who thinks for themselves and speaks to their neighbors about what our world ought to look like and stands up when something is wrong. And so many of us have just gotten out of that habit. And I include myself in that indictment. You know, I am a parent with kids in public schools. There's so many things that are falling apart all around. You just get, oh, well, you know, the toilets. There are other things that are more important. We'll let that go this year. And you can't do that. You can't get in that habit of saying, oh, well, good enough. Not when it comes to our kids. And one thing we could do is to teach them to speak up for themselves. If the students can identify what's wrong with their school, and believe me, if you talk to them, they can. Are you a teacher? All right. Yeah, so you know, the kids can tell you what's unfair, what's wrong with the food in the cafeteria, et cetera.